Vintage Kitchen Vixen, where I share tips for simple living, creating memorable gatherings, and preparing wholesome and traditional recipes with a vintage twist. And today I am going to be showing you how to clean an oven naturally. I don't clean my oven very often. I have this steam clean function on my oven, so whenever there's like a minor spill or anything, I'll just hit that. It's a cycle that takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and then after it's done, I just need to wipe the inside with a cloth and call it a day. If you don't have that function available on your oven, you can put water in a baking dish and then turn up your oven for maybe, I think it's 450 degrees. I will be including more information on my blog, which is linked in the description below. But you just heat that water up for maybe 20-30 minutes, and then that steam from the water rises up, and you should be able to wipe off any residue that is unsightly. But if you have some tough stains in your oven, which I do today because I haven't been very vigorous with my steam clean function, you can just coat your oven in baking powder and then spray with a spray bottle, and then keep that layered on for as long as possible. So maybe even overnight, and the next morning you just clean it off, and just make sure to get all of that baking powder off because you don't want your oven to smell funky when you turn it on. Now I'm just going to be doing the steam clean function today because I don't have time to do an overnight clean, but I will be cleaning the inside, like the little window area, because that's quite filthy. And all you do for that, you make a little paste with baking soda and water, you spread it on, you let it sit for 20 minutes, and then you wash it off. To clean your oven racks, you can pull them out, and you can either sprinkle them with baking soda and spray them with vinegar, and then they'll start foaming, and then from there you can soak them in your bathtub, just put them in hot water. Or alternatively, you can put dish soap in your bathtub. I was going to say hot tub. You can put dish soap in your bathtub and then let that soak overnight, and then just scrub it off with a brush the next morning. So that's the way to do it naturally, and I prefer using natural cleaners with products that you can find in your own kitchen. So I like using vinegar, I like using baking powder, I like using water and dish soap, right? Because, I mean, you can go out and you can get chemicals that are designed just for cleaning your ovens, but those are quite toxic, and you have the toxic fumes that you have to deal with. They're highly caustic, so you need to wear rubber gloves, which I do anyway because ovens are grimy. I am going to open this up and I'm going to clean off my little window, which I have already, well, as you saw, I already put a paste on there using baking powder, and I sprayed it with water. So I have a bowl of warm water, and I have just a kitchen rag that I don't care about, and I'm going to get my gloves on, so come on down with me. Alright, so here's the inside of my oven again. I'm going to be cleaning off the paste, and I'm going to see how I did. Now, what I should have done before I put on this paste was take all my pans out, which I did after the fact, so that wasn't great. But those are all emptied, and anyhow, part of your oven cleaning, you should be cleaning that drawer at the bottom anyway because it can get gritty. So you'll learn from my mistakes. Now, I am going to be cleaning my oven racks. I won't be showing that on film. Maybe I will, I haven't decided yet. But they haven't been cleaned since I moved in here last year, so it is high time. I mean, they got a reference, but they didn't get a bathtub soak, so that's happening. Now, one thing that I do like doing, these oven liners, you can buy them at the dollar store, and they are aluminum, so you can recycle them, but I don't like wasting money, so what I do is I cover them in foil every time I clean my oven. So you can see like all the nasty spills that would have ruined my tray. I'll probably be just giving this tray a quick wipe down, and then I'll be putting fresh foil on there. So a frugal kitchen tip from me, and I have a few of those. But other than that, like maybe the sides of my oven are a little bit grimy, so I don't think I need to do a full deep oven clean with the baking soda anyhow. I think the steam clean will do everything that I need it to, but first I'm going to get rid of this. And the reason I want to do the steam clean after is because it'll just, I'll get rid of any residue that I may have missed from the baking powder. So I'm just gonna wipe this off. And the nice thing about cleaning naturally, I don't have to hold my breath. I don't have to be like, I don't know, wear a chemical mask, a gas mask to help protect me. And I mean, once all is said and done, after you clean with those harsh chemicals, like there's nothing remaining, like those chemicals don't linger, they burn up and they go away. Okay, I have a lot of baking powder. Maybe I was a little bit overzealous with this. The other thing you can do, you can try making a paste in advance with 3 tablespoons of baking soda and 1.5 tablespoons of water. But I really like the idea of just, well, I tried making a paste and it was too thick. So I just sprinkled baking soda all over here and sprayed it with a spray bottle. So you can already see, I don't think you can see my bowl of water, but it's quite nasty. I'll take a picture of it and I'll show you after, because not everybody likes to be appalled. Just like, oh my goodness, it's gross. It's just like mopping your floors, and after you mop your floors, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the dirtier the water is, the more satisfied. I clean my floors every week though, so it's never too bad, but just there's so often, you know, maybe you have a party and everybody's wearing their shoes, or, oh no, it's a muddy day. I have no idea, but there's just something satisfying about it. Now the other way you can clean your oven naturally is by using the self-clean function on an oven. And what that does, I don't have that function on my oven. I only have this steam clean, and that I'm perfectly okay with that. The self-clean function, how it cleans is that it brings your oven to an extremely high temperature, 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Which is higher than you can actually set your oven to if you're using your oven and baking something. I think the highest mine goes to is, actually I think it's 575. But anyhow, the self-clean function, really high temperatures, and the idea is that it incinerates everything. Like any food residue that you have inside, it turns to ash, and then once that is done, you can just clean it. Wipe it away, which means your oven can smell quite nasty. While that's happening, it smells like burning, and sometimes you'll end up with a little fire in your oven if you have like grease or anything that shouldn't be in your oven. So there is that risk, and if that does happen, what I have read, because I've never had that scenario where I have a fire in my oven, and when I do, I usually panic and I throw something stupid on there, like salt. That's what I do. I panic when there's fire. That's out of my control. I would not make a good firefighter. Just try getting in the crevice here that has clearly been neglected. Okay, and I'm just gonna roughly clean in here. All right, so that kind of worked. There's still a little bit of residue on the window here that is remaining from dirt, but I could probably solve that by just letting it soak longer. I only let it soak for 20-30 minutes max, and that's apparently all you need to clean your oven. Can you see that? It's so gross. There's like, yeah, there's like bits of black soot and maybe a food particle in here. Not pretty. Very gross. So for the steam clean, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be pouring a little bit of water right into the bottom here. Fortunately, I don't have any coil elements, and that's something I should add if you are cleaning with the baking soda and spraying water. Be careful not to get any baking soda or any of that paste on your elements, because that will not be good. So I'm going to put about a cup of water in the bottom here. That's just enough to generate some steam. Maybe I'll put a little bit more. It's just enough for it to, so that's maybe a cup and a half of water that I've put down. Actually, shoot, you know what, I'm just gonna, yeah, that's enough. I did a cup and 3/4 approximately. So I'm going to close this up, and I'm just going to hit the steam clean function on my oven, start it, and I'll see you soon. Alright, so I mentioned before, just really briefly, that you can reuse these little metal pins, or these oven liners, probably as long as you can, because why not? So I'm just going to, I'm going to be loud, I'm going to crumple this up. And I can see I have a little bit of residue on here, so I'm just going to grab my sponge. Well, it's not a sponge, but I'm going to grab my rag. And I'm just going to wipe it off. I'm a firm believer in reduce, reuse, and recycle. Okay, so I'm going to top that off real quick. Just go into my bowl, just have a little bit of ash or something there. I'm going to take these off. And I'm just going to fix the lip here. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's an oven liner. Okay, so that's fine. And, oh, this is a brand new roll of aluminum foil. Ouch. You know what annoys me? It's that little band of tape that's around aluminum foil and plastic wrap, and why is that there? And then it always tears. Okay, got that off, rescued it. Just put that back in there and rip off the sheet or two. Or a schnipple. Excuse me. I'm struggling here. Why am I struggling here? It's tin foil. It's not supposed to be complicated. Gosh. Complicated. Okay. I'll just get 2 or 3 sheets on here just to make sure it's well lined. And by the way, right now my oven is doing the steam clean function. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but it's best to do the steam clean function like anytime you have like a spill in the oven, like a mess that is in there, you should do the steam, like you should do a quick steam clean. Just keep your oven tidier. So I'll do one more sheet. And I'll congratulate myself because I saved like $1.50 on a new liner. can't even buy a coffee with that. Alright, so my steam clean has done its thing. So I changed my water. Oh, and by the way, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, you may have seen me take it out, but I took out my oven thermometer before I did the steam clean. I don't know if we have an oven thermometer. I think everybody should have an oven thermometer because when you're baking, you get, you're told to bake something at 375, and it's especially important when you're baking bread. But I like having an oven thermometer. Because I have one, I know that my oven runs 25 degrees cooler than what it reads. So if it says 350, I know my oven's actually at 325. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to run my cloth over my oven. Actually, after the steam clean, I can really notice the difference in my glass. And I think the streaks that I'm seeing are actually inside the glass. I don't think I can actually clean that. Yeah, I don't think it'll ever be perfect. That's kind of unfortunate, but I'm also glad that the baking soda and water did its thing because the glass actually looks very nice. But I think it's just a wear and tear type of deal. So what I do, I just clean all around. And I think when I do a real clean, where I sprinkle baking soda and just apply paste everywhere, I'm going to put it all around my walls. I'm not doing that today because I don't have the time, but I know I need to do it soon. But after this, I will be giving my oven racks a soak. Oh, and when you do a steam clean, even with the steam cleaning oven, you're going to have some water at the bottom of your oven. So I'm going to bring up my bowl and I'm just going to set it on my door. So maybe I should have cleaned the door last. Ew, it's so gross. Ew. And satisfying. So I hope you let me know in the comments below, how often do you clean your oven? Are you as bad as I am? Are you worse? Are you better? It's an oven. Who has time to clean these things anyway? It's not like it's a pleasant task. It's not too bad. I mean, this is actually very nice because I feel like I'm cleaning the oven with a friend. So when this is completely dry, I will be putting my oven liner back in here, but first I want it to be completely dry before I put it back down, and besides I still need to put in my racks out anyway, so I don't anticipate using my oven today, so I can put it in tomorrow and put back the racks. I think the best way to clean an oven is with some music. You just put on some good tunes and get to scrubbing. What would be good music for cleaning out an oven, I wonder? Bluegrass? Rock and roll? Elvis? What would you put on?
Me or the viewers?
Oh, what would Big Papa put on?
Mouth moves.
Oh, don't do that. I know for me, I'd just put on... I'm not asking you to put on music.
Oh.
Connected.
But that's what was going on.
No. I'm talking to my friend. I know for me, I'd probably just put on some ragtime music. If you are new to the kitchen, and this is the first video that you are watching, this isn't usually, well, you know what? I do all kinds of videos. Oh, this is so gross. Anyhow, where was I? I do all kinds of videos, but when I make my recipe videos, most of the time I do this thing called silent film mode. So if you've ever watched a silent film, it's usually black and white and there's music. That's what my recipe videos are like, and I think they're fun. I hope you'll check out one of my recipe videos. And I hope you will subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you never miss an episode of Vintage Kitchen Vixen. And I'm going to be putting the oven liner in after this dries out a little bit. I'll be cleaning my oven racks. I won't show that on screen, but maybe I'll put some pictures. I do have a website as well where every video I do a write-up about it as well. Usually both have their own value. Like sometimes there's something I don't remember to talk about, so I'll write about it. So I find the two complement each other really well. So I hope you subscribe. If you do want to show your support, you can help me out by liking this video, by hitting the thumbs up. You can leave a comment, or you can share this on social media. Speaking of which, you can find me on both Facebook and Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to throughout the week. Otherwise, I put out 2 new videos a week, so I will be seeing you again real soon. Bye! Oh. Done. Look at how nasty this is.
Show me.
Look at how nasty this is.
Gross!
Ew! That was in my oven. I'm doing it.
Told me I was gonna wash them. Filling the hot tub with hot water. Hottest will go. And I put in a bunch of dish soap. My toddler, he's throwing cups in there. Hey, excuse me.
Mama,
Anyhow, yes, I know, it's very exciting. We're washing our oven racks. So these will soak overnight, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to scrub them clean.
Can you turn off the volume?
I don't know. How does this work?
There you go. And part of the oven cleaning